What's up, everybody? I'm Pastor Josh, and the video you're about to watch is a clip from my weekly podcast called the Preach That Podcast. If you enjoy this video, the link to the full episode is in the description below. And if you enjoy this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on the notifications so you don't miss any more of these or our weekly podcast that drops at 6 a.m. on Apple and Spotify and 7 a.m. on YouTube. Thank you guys for checking this out, and I hope you enjoy it.
Now I'm a little bit in between. I feel like, yeah, we should have a blueprint of like, okay, we got 4 worship songs, the message, you know, I want to do the message in 40 minutes, but if not,
Right.
not.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've gotten to a place where we fit church into a schedule, and church better be done by this amount of. What if God ain't done speaking?
Exactly.
By that time,
Right. Having the GPS set for your destination is important because you have to know where you're going. But if you had to hit a detour for this reason or that reason, take it.
Yeah.
Like we need a format for church, so we're not just flying blind. And God is a God of order. We need some order
for sure.
But when He shows up, throw your order out the window and do what He says.
Absolutely. I never liked when and I've done it too. Whit's done it. I've seen every pastor I know has done it, where like something in the service before the message or before worship took a little longer. And so we're scrambling now. Okay.
Right.
All right, do we cut out a song, or are you going to cut off 10 minutes on the... No, we're not cutting out a song. Yeah. And you don't cut 10 minutes off. Yeah. You know what I mean? Give it how God gave it. You know, and I think for me, we have to get back to church is the priority on Sunday. Yeah. Everything else follows suit. If I get to the Bears game at the third quarter, so what?
Right.
That's secondary to what God is doing on Sunday morning. Right. And I think that's a little, I like to say I'm a mixture between contemporary now and old school of the 80s. You know, I was talking to a older retired pastor last week, and it was interesting, like hearing his views on the church now, and they were spot on. Yeah. And then like my views on the church now, and where we meet, like in the middle on a lot of things. Yeah. As far as what people wear in church now, from like all the way to how many dinners do you need to have at the church? You know what I mean? All those type of things. Right. All those type of things. Yeah. It's just interesting, like how people come up, where they came up at, how they were raised, gives us all these different biases. Yep. That what's it called? Absolutely. Like when you have a bias and you don't even know you have it.
Like a predisposition?
Yes. Yeah. Like, you know, to certain things where like, you know, we hear people say, well, we need to go back to, you know, only singing hymns, right? Because this stuff that they're doing now, such and such. Well, do you know that your great grandmother would have said it was sin as soon as that organ came up in the church?
That is, yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so just those.
I was just talking to somebody recently about that, and we had talked to. We've had some stuff at the church as we've kind of contemporized, I guess, modernized a little bit some things and kind of moved some of our services around and changed a few things. A lot of the older crowd, the older generation, I think in a way feeling like the younger generation's coming in and pushing them out.
And I don't like that they feel like that.
I don't either, because, and I told our elders when we had an elder meeting the other night too, I pray almost every single day, God, remind me of this when I'm the older generation.
For sure.
Because there's going to come a time where what I'm doing now is traditional.
For sure.
And the contemporary is completely different. Yeah. And I think, so for me now, on my perspective, I can look back and say, Well, the hymns were contemporary at one point, and whatever was before that was contemporary at one point, and things have just changed as culture has changed over the years. Yeah. Not that the church should conform to the culture, but that's another one that's kind of it's
a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
To verbally rationalize it is difficult.
It is.
Because the church should influence culture, not the other way around. But we inherently have culture just as a part of us that's going to influence what we do in the church.
Absolutely. Being on earth, I mean, if you even think about and Whit and I we had countless conversations about how do we make the older generation feel needed, because we need your wisdom more than anything. And I'm in between the older generation and the younger generation. So I get, both aspects of it. And I'm so in between that I like Amazing Grace from the hymn book, and I like when Dante Bowe sings Jireh.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm so in between that I see why you feel that way, and I see why you feel that way, but there's got to be a way that we can make everybody feel included. And there will be a time where you and I look at our kids when they're leading the church and we're like, you see this nonsense, what type of it's them now. Right. You know what I mean? It's they know what's going on.
Right.
In that time. And I just pray that they'll look to us for wisdom. Yeah. Like, do you think this is a bad idea if we try such and such? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because without wisdom, you're gonna run amok. And there is a fine line between being worldly and tradition, but here's, quite frankly, is whatever church my great grandmother went to, what they sang, what they wore, what they did was influenced by the culture they were in of the time. And that's just the case. But we have to do that with the wisdom of God. Right. I'm able to talk to young men who are from ghettos and hoods, and because I know the lingo, I know what they wear, I know what they're hinting at means. Right. So we still have to be hip to what's going on. Yep. Because the fact of the matter is, if I run up on Tyree trying to tell him about God, but my approach is wrong, I've already lost him. I got to meet him where he's at. Right. That doesn't mean I have to meet him at the front counter at the bar. Right. No, that means that I have to meet him right where he is in his life. Yep. Exactly. And that's the caveat that's difficult. Yeah. Difficult.
That's, and I haven't said it in these words because God has made me a lot more blunt than I used to be. I would dance around everything and try to cushion everything that I said and package it in the most palatable way possible. He's made me a lot more bold and blunt recently. But I haven't said it like this, but what I really want to say to the people that I'd wear my hat on stage when I preach if I could. If I knew that
you wouldn't get attacked,
but it wouldn't be upset people, I'd put it on backwards and preach. But I don't, because I know that it's not worth it. It would cause more problems than it would bring solutions. Yeah. But what I really want to look at people and say is, when I start preaching a false gospel, you let me know.
There it is.
Is the way that I preach matter, or what I preach matter? Or is the way that the room looks because there's black paint on the wall? And that's God is the light and we shouldn't have black paint and all these kind of things. Is that what matters? Does it matter what we're singing, what we're preaching, what we're saying? Are we glorifying God or not? Are we preaching truth or not?
Right.
That is what matters.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for checking out this clip from the Preach That podcast. If you enjoyed it, the link to the full episode is in the description below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button. Make sure you follow along, turn on notifications so you don't miss any more clips or full episodes when they go live on Mondays at 7 a.m. on YouTube. And don't miss out on the audio on Apple and Spotify when it goes live at 6 a.m. on Monday mornings. I appreciate you guys for checking this out, and I will see you on the next one.